Well, I finished putting the engine back together yesterday. I did a few laps around the yard. I wasn't really happy with the way the engine was sounding, but it was also parked right up against this wall, so I might have just been hearing a bit of reverberation against, reverberation from the engine, sort of bouncing back. Off camera, I took it one more lap around the yard to, bring it up here to park it, and it felt fine. So I thought I'll go for a gentle ride around town today, and we'll go and do the fuel and the tyre pressures and just go for a gentle putt-putt, because I've once again changed the piston. It's back to the stock OEM piston, the original one that was in the bike. So there's a lot of things that could go wrong today. I've got the original spark plug in, the original piston in, a brand new camshaft, silicone damaged cylinder head. So I just thought I'd just go for a gentle ride. No high speed tests today. The thing is, there was nothing wrong with this piston when I took it out of the bike. I had just upgraded to the Yuminashi high compression piston. And the engine was in fact running so well that I had no reason to suspect that the cylinder head was as badly damaged as it was. So I do have a new cylinder head on order from Honda. It is on back order. They don't just have engine components sitting on the shelf down in Warragul. So the goal is just to keep it running until that new cylinder head comes in, and then I just plan to take all the parts off this old head and, all the valves and valve guides and rocker gear. All of that's in good nick. Put it on the new one. Knowing what the inside of this engine looks like, I feel like I need to be a bit more sympathetic to it. Be a bit more gentle with the way I ride it. I'm missing that high compression piston already. I mean, geez, that thing did so much for this engine. Look, today's ride is less about trying to see if the engine performs well, more of just listening to it run, feeling it out. There's a lot that I've changed and a lot that could go wrong, as I've already said, but I'm not really in the mood for trying to push this bike to its ultimate top speed. It's a bit of an awakening call, really, knowing what the inside of that engine actually looks like. But I wonder how many riders actually do know what the inside of their engine looks like at any given time. You usually don't know there's anything wrong until something actually breaks. So I was pretty lucky in this regard, I think. Thinking back, the first real symptom that something was actually going wrong was the fact that the bike was not idling unless the engine was already burning hot. And so I guess that's how I'll be able to tell if that silicone's worn out, because if the bike goes back to not idling, that'll be a sign that it's failed. But here's the thing. When I was running the EJK, this bike was performing phenomenally well. I elected to remove the EJK because I wanted to eliminate as many causes of running problems as I could. Yeah, I'm riding into a significant headwind. Even if I was trying to eke the most performance as I could out of this bike, I wouldn't see it. I just don't think I should be revving it up in fourth and even third. I'm just going to leave it in fifth and let the bike do whatever it wants, to the chagrin of the vehicles behind me, but I've stopped caring. I elected to stop running the Yumenashi piston because there was significant pitting along the top face of it, but it was a hairline fracture I found in the piston wall that put the nail in the coffin for me. You know, I just feel like if I had have addressed the problems I was seeing sooner, I probably could have saved it. But that piston was incredible. It made such a huge difference to the performance of this bike, and it was smooth as anything. So I think I will definitely be sometime in the future ordering another piston from Yumenashi. In fact, I might do that when I get the new cylinder head. I've just come back from a 128 kilometre ride. There's definitely some noise coming from the engine. But the big thing is, after every ride, the bike's been blowing lots of smoke. So I'm definitely going to go in and check those valves. But so far so good. It's not blowing smoke, but I am concerned about that noise. I was intending on checking the valves before I even rode anywhere, but then temptation got the better of me and I went for a short 128 kilometre ride. So we'll have to see if we can sort out that tapping. Otherwise, the bike's been performing amazingly.